To the angel of the church in Pergamum write, These are the words of him who has the sharp double-edged sword. I know where you live, where Satan has his throne, yet you remain true to my name. You did not renounce your faith in me, even in the days of Antipas, my faithful witness, who was put to death in your city where Satan lives. Nevertheless, I have a few things against you. You have people there who hold to the teaching of Balaam, who taught Balak to entice the Israelites to sin by eating food sacrificed to idols, and by committing sexual immorality. Likewise, you also have those who hold to the teaching of the Nicolaitans. Repent therefore, otherwise I will soon come to you and will fight against them with the sword of my mouth. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. To him who overcomes, I will give some of the hidden manna. I will also give him a white stone with a new name written on it, known only to him who receives it. Pergamum was the seat of political power in Asia Minor, and it was also home to the Frumentaria, a Roman garrison that protected food shipments through the major trade route from the Aegean into Asia Minor. When we read John's letter to the church in Pergamum, we must wonder why John twice refers to the city as a place where Satan rules. It's possible that these people might have been some of the early ones to declare their rulers as gods after they died, turning their tombs into shrines of heroes. It's likely that the Caesars were in part inspired by the practices at Pergamum and adopted them as well, starting with the Caesars of the outlying provinces and eventually leading to the Caesars at Rome being deified upon death, and ultimately with Domitian declaring himself to be a god while still living. The Acropolis at Pergamum contains the ruins of Trajan's temple. He ruled Rome from AD 98 through 117. This place may be what John is referring to when he says Satan's throne, due to the horrors committed against early believers there who refused to worship Caesar. An alternative option rests in the Agora, or marketplace, also located on the Acropolis. This is where the rule of burning incense to Caesar in order to be able to purchase and trade in the marketplace may have initially started. This tradition eventually made its way to Ephesus and was so widespread that nobody could purchase or trade or even get food, water, or fire or acquire meat without declaring Caesar was God, with death as possible punishment. This is most likely what John is talking about when he refers to the beast. He also forced everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on his right hand or on his forehead, so that no one could buy or sell unless he had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here, the beast is probably referring to Nero or Domitian. Another option as to why John refers to the city as a place where Satan rules might be because of the theater of Pergamum, which held a lot of influence over the public. It sat on the Acropolis and seated about 10,000 people, and was the biggest of many others here. It was dedicated, like every Hellenistic theater, to Dionysus, the god of wine and orgy. It was adjacent to his temple, and immediately before the shows, the public would get drunk off the free wine offered there, and then go watch the show, which was typically sexual in nature. After the show, a lot of them would drink some more and gorge themselves on raw meat, which led to a lot of frenzied visions and vomiting, followed by rendezvous with the temple prostitutes. John mentions the character of Balaam in his letter to them, the sorcerer from the book of Numbers that the Moabites hired to curse Israel. God would not let him curse, but only bless them, so he came up with another plan to lead them astray through prostitution and idol worship. John's saying that the same temptations that Israel had in ancient times were still around in the present. People from all over Rome would show up at the Asclepion to be healed. Some would even stay and wait for years. Those who were healed would record how Asclepius had healed them on a large white stone and sign their name to it. This is probably why John writes, To him who overcomes, I will give some of the hidden manna. I will also give him a white stone with a new name written on it, known only to him who receives it. His point is that the local church has no need of what the pagans rely on, whether it be from a Frumentaria or Asclepius. He says that if they overcome, then they will get their own white stones from Jesus.